Good morning. Good morning from Melbourne, Australia. Good evening to friends in North America, and hello to anyone watching on replay. My name is Nancy Hetker, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Melbourne, Australia. And I'm hoping that people will be finding me here. It's the morning after a public holiday here in Victoria, and it is the first live after a clock change in North America. And I know at least one of my regular viewers is working an election as a poll worker today. So, good morning, Gladys. Glad you could join me. So yeah, we'll get started and we'll see who joins us as we go. If you do join me, please say hello in the comments, either live or on replay. I do see all of those. If you have any questions or comments, add them in and I will respond to you at some point. And yeah, I'm glad the time change didn't throw you, Gladys. Yeah, so today I am going to be playing with the Branching Out bundle. I have used the dies, especially the label dies, quite a bit already, but I have not used the stamp set yet. I opened it up to get ready today and it was all still on its plastic sheets, so I got some stamps ready to use. And I've seen a lot of stuff that people have done that's very Christmassy, but in fact, if you take a look at the sentiments, there are no real holiday sentiments in there. It's a very versatile bundle. Obviously, you can make a lot of holiday stuff, and if you need a sentiment, just swap in the holiday sentiment from a different set. Yeah. It's great. Again, Christmas here is a summer holiday. So my instinct was to do not a wintry themed card. So I actually was kind of inspired. I had a lot of fun making this one. I don't know if you saw this on my blog yesterday. This one it was for a blog hop. We were supposed to take something not Christmas, not designed specifically for Christmas, and make it into a Christmas card. So the Prairie Grass set was not designed to be Christmas per se, and I used that one. But I really liked doing this blended background. And so I'm going to make another blended background today for using with the Branching Out set. So I'm going to bring in some scrap paper because you can see where I did my other one here, but I'm going to try to preserve my grid paper a little bit. Yeah, and I've got a bunch of colors. I've got even more colors than I used on that one. So I've got Granny Apple Green, Lemon Lime Twist, Balmy Blue, Azure Afternoon, and Blueberry Bushel. And I'm going to try to get all of those onto this piece of paper. So, yeah, we're going to get started here. And I'm going to start with some Granny Apple Green. And I do have a different blending brush for each color. That is my thing. You absolutely don't need to do that. You can use like one for greens and one for blues and not have all of these different ones. I do it for ease when I'm doing something like this, and also because I do classes where we're often using different colors, and I just find it easier for my attendees if we just have one for each color. So that's just how I've set up my stamp studio. You can do what works for you. So that was the Granny Apple Green. And now this is the lemon lime twist. And they're very, very similar, I know. But because I like the ombre kind of effect. You can see I'm starting off my page when I go down because you get that really dark blotch, and I don't want a dark blotch. Even though I am darkening it up down here at the bottom. Okay, we're gonna move on a bit. I really like doing this. I liked it when we had sponges. I like it better with the brushes. You can see we're just gradually darkening, intensifying the blues as we go up. And I'm probably going to come back in with some more. I'm just getting my base down, and I'm going to flip this one around. See how they blend together here and then makes a nice transition. And now I'm coming in and I'm blending together those two a little more. There we go. Eliminate a little bit more of that whiter space there. And now I'm going to come back in. I've got some lemon lime twist here. We're going to come in and smooth out that transition. I like to bring one of my lightest colors in to kind of go over. That really helps blend in so there's not a harsh line across there. And we'll deepen this granny apple green a bit, I think, because now I can see kind of the whole effect. So this is what I mean when I talk about building up layers of color. There we go. I think that's about what I wanted. So let me take a minute and close these all up. Oh my. This one's really, I see it's not, there we go. This one's really stiff, so I'm going to show you a little trick I have found. So I take either like a white crayon, or this is like a birthday candle, and I just run it in that track there. If you have like a sliver of soap bar, you could do that too. And then run that back and forth a couple times, and that does a great job of lubricating it, just enough that it's easier to handle. And I just keep that candle in a little drawer by my workspace and pull it out when I need it. So there is my background. I'm going to keep that there. And I've got the larger of the branches. And one of the things I need to figure out is which colors to use for these. I figured out my background. I was trying to figure out, I think I'm going to go with garden green, because I really, summery, bright, cheerful, not dull. And I'm going to bring this in, and actually I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Pierce mat. So I don't need that, because I think it needs the cushioning to get the best effect. So it's fine by me if it goes off a little bit, I think. And I'm going to use pecan pie. And get that placed now based on where these guys are. And where's my set? I noticed there's there's that little bit of branch, but I don't think so. I think we're going to just leave it like that. A little bit more like that. And this is a smaller set of needles. Yeah, so I have this sort of vague idea in my mind of what I want. And vague is, I have a concept in my head and I'm kind of making it go. Hi Mom, thanks for joining me today. As I've done that, I'm feeling like that needs some smoothing out, so I'm going to bring back in. I haven't even added any more ink. I'm just going to blend that a little bit more with what's on there and see if I'm liking it better. Yeah, that's smoothed out a little bit more. More blending with this one. This is the lemon lime twist. See how that just smoothed that out better? Oh yeah. That is better, I think. Okay. So, I think that is going to go onto a white card base. Does that look like it's weirdly floating over there? I'm probably paying more attention to it than anybody else would. There we go. I like that better. Okay. So, like I said, I think that's going to go on a white card base. And unlike this one, I don't want to stamp directly on the base there. But I also need to figure out what I want it to say. Happiest birthday wishes. I think hello is really appealing. Wishing you a day filled with many happy moments. That's also a pretty good one. Fortunately, when doing this style, we can try a couple different things. Hi, Allison. Thanks for joining me today. So that's a possibility. Gonna grab a die, I think, here. Yeah, the branching out dies, the smallest one is too big for that, I think. I'm wondering. About that. Oh, don't do that. Set it down on the inky blending brush. Oh, Gladys, I see your comment about, I was wondering about that, but I don't know what it was that you were referring to. Was that the blending on the green? And I just had a little bit of Post-it tape there. Let's see how that is. These are the Everyday Arches dies. Bring this back in. Yeah, that's, I like the bolder sentiment, I think. Oh, the floating leaf branch. Okay, yeah. No, I'm happier with them filled in. I'm glad they put that little one in there. Just taking a moment to look at this and see if I like it, see if it needs something else. See if I want a different sentiment or a different shape. Trying to decide if that's the best color too, because I don't think the garden green You like the hello, okay, that's good to know. And I think I like it with the big white margin. I don't think it needs, a mat under it. I think that just brings it too dark. Again, I wanted to keep it kind of light and summery. No, I like it just... Okay. Sorry, chair's stuck. There we go. Okay, so we're going to do that. We're going to do that. And we like that, huh? I don't know. I just feel like there could be something. Something. Yeah, but it's not ribbon. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Okay. That's what I do when I get too big a blob of glue right near the edge. Wipe some of it off in the middle. Let's get my margin as straight as I can, even as I can. Yeah, still got glue out there. We'll get that in a moment. Oh, I know. How about a few pine cones? There we go. That's better. Yeah, I agree. There's something that's needed down there. That's what I kept hesitating on. Let's see here. Linen thread or crumb cake twine? That's crumb cake baker's twine. Or do you like white better? What do you think, Allison? White? Crumb cake? Thanks, Gladys. Yeah, I saw it on, somebody else did it, and I was like, ooh, I have spice jars. And again, when I do classes, it's great because then the whole spool doesn't go flying across the floor. I'm taking a moment to look at it through the screen as well because you get a different perspective. You still there, Allison? You have an opinion? Because I don't think I don't think we want just like a little. Oh my goodness, here we go. I don't think you were talking about something like that. You were talking about it being back behind there, right? Crumb cake. Okay, cool. And kind of like so, yes? Oh my goodness. I don't want it too big. What about the bow with a pine cone at the center? Whoops. You mean doing one of these? The pine cone at the center down here. I'm working on it, Allison, to figure out what you want. Make it look like the tag is tied onto the card. Okay. We're going to try covering that up again. And like over there. There's a pine cone. I can totally redo the tag too if we think that's in the wrong place. Okay, I'm not having any feedback here. Rounded left side. Yeah, I'm not understanding what you mean, Mom. You want that there? Still not understanding. I'm sure it's my lack of comprehension, not... So like that. Gladys said behind, Mom says over here. Allison said pine cone, but then hasn't chimed in again. Like so. I'm not hearing anything, so I'm getting ready to stick it on. You like the pine cone? Okay. So, we'll get that on. Okay, we'll figure that out in a moment. We'll get the bow on there. Allison said she liked that on there. So let's see about that. Okay, so let's get a clear view of this here. Yeah. I'm thinking, like I did on this one, again, just to add a little more vibrancy. I'm thinking, again, some bright rhinestones, just a little. Specks of brightness. What do you think? Always room for bling, yes. I know many people feel that way. Mom's probably cringing, but that's okay. I think I would call it quits there. What do you think, the 3, or should I go for 5? There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm happy with that. Yay, crafting by committee. That worked well, guys. Thank you. We got there in the end. So, that is my branching out card for today. It will be on my next blog post, which is available at nancysniftynotes.com. Questions, comments, want to place an order, nancysniftynotes.com or nancy@nancysniftynotes.com if you want to send me an email. And I will be back same time, same place next week. We're all on the same time from here on for quite a while. So, thanks for joining me today, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.